Okay, everybody, welcome back. As I said, well, maybe how the hell would you know if you didn't watch the video I put out this morning? But it's a busy day today. We put out the Black Adam trailer reaction so far. We're going to have the Jurassic World Dominion review up today. We got a Big Thing Sith Council. And if you want to be part of all that, all you got to do is subscribe. Hit that button. We're trying to get to 50,000 this month. You can get us there. You can get us there and be part of it. We have some fun over this crap dump. It's a way to get you in, right? Call it a crap dump? Well, come on in and let's play. And obviously, I do a lot of Obi-Wan stuff on the channel. We got a Star Wars show that we do every Wednesday. Okay, so this episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I was listening to Jamie Costa last night. He was on Josh Robert Thompson was on his show. Thanks a lot for the invite, Jamie. Just kidding. I know Jamie listens. So they were talking about a couple of different things that I agree with. One is the music. Music is sorely missing in this show, and I have mentioned it very much so. But Jamie also mentioned that the show should have just been called Kenobi. Also agree with that. But this episode, episode 4, chapter 4, whatever you want to call it, it's. I don't know if I like it less than 2, but it's certainly not my favorite episode. There is a lot inside of this episode that I like a lot. And I see what they were going for, and there were certain things that, as we go through the pictures and the moments that I think were pretty interesting for Star Wars lore overall, homage to certain things that have happened about the prequels and the original trilogy. But there was still a lot of stuff that happened within plot and the production that I'm not on board with. But overall, I thought it was fine. I thought it was a fine episode. It just, from coming off of how powerful episode 3 was, and then the fact that A, we only get 6 episodes total, and then B, this really was only a half an hour long. When you take out the previously on and the credits, it's about 31 minutes. And when you compare that to like something that like what Stranger Things is doing, like an hour and 15 minutes each episode, it doesn't really give you much time to play, and it starts to get a little, I don't want to say worrisome, but just the fact that I guess disappointing when the rematch of the century is promoted, and the story really isn't about Vader and Kenobi right now. I thought that he this whole thing has been torturing him for so long. He finally finds out Anakin is around, and they're not deep diving. Now we have 2 episodes left. And we're talking about potential flashbacks. Are we going to see Hayden at all in flashbacks? I don't know yet. But there are certain things that I think that they're focusing on that I don't. I'm just kind of a little bummed about where they went in this one. But then again, the homage to episode 4. In episode 4 of this show, there's a lot of New Hope stuff. There's a lot of prequel stuff in here, and let's try to dive into it as best we can. Let's start, and where we start is there was a lot of stuff where Obi-Wan essentially takes the role of Luke in the original trilogy in this whole entire episode, and the stuff that I didn't mind. Right, I like he's recovering from his injuries. And the leaf blower is going to come in, by the way. It's Wednesday. So, and it's Star Wars reviews, so you might as well have him come on in. He's going to give his thoughts on what the hell went down as well. But as he's there and he's, trying to figure out what the hell is going on and how and what happened, and as I mentioned beforehand, where I thought they were going to go with him being upset, bummed, and depressed. Everything they thought he killed his buddy. Didn't. His buddy's an absolute mess. And you have Indira Varma as Tala. I like the character of Tala a lot, even though I said last week, that we knew she was going to be a good guy, and that's okay. At least I did, and that's fine. It works. It works well, and I think that she's a great actress, and I loved her from Rome. I love her in Game of Thrones, and I think she works really well as kind of the Imperial spy that helps out. And first things first is they got to get him going. And here's this kind of throwback to Empire Strikes Back with Luke in the Bacta tank on Hoth. But what I really dug about this is the back and forth with him trying to recover from his injuries, and then the back with the pain that Anakin is in. And I love this scene. I loved. This is the stuff that I'm that everything that I was kind of hoping for inside of the series, they delivered on, and I thought they were going to continue to explore on. But this particular scene really worked well for me, and the torture that he's going through, and seeing this and adding to it. Remember, he's having these dreams already about his friend, and now that his friend's alive, it's even making him worse. So he pops out of the tank. I love this shot, and she's there just kind of a little creepy, just watching him sleep. But what are you going to do? And he pops out, and he's like, "What the hell's going on? Anakin's around, man, or Vader's alive." Now this is where parts of it I understand where they're going for, and my overall gripe with this episode is the interrogation scene again of Leia and Reva. I feel that there's like 70. It felt like 75 of the same scene of her going, "Tell me where it is." No. "Tell me where it is." No. It's like when I talk to my 4-year-old. "Did you eat the candy when you're not supposed to?" "No." "Did you?" "No." "Did you?" "No." "No." "Don't." "No." It just keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on. And I love the actress that's playing Leia. I love this kid. I think she's great. I think they're leaning too heavy on Leia. I think they're leaning way too heavy on Leia, and they do this whole. I know what they were doing is like young Leia, like 10-year-old Leia, essentially going through the same stuff she went through in Episode 4, and she's not like traumatized by it. And I always got the feeling that Leia always portrayed like she was on board with the Empire for a while until the events of Rogue One leading into Episode 4. Clearly, she isn't. And how does Vader not get prepped on everything that just happened in this episode? Because he comes in all pissed off. And what was the breakdown? What happened? Well, Obi-Wan was on the ship, and he was with Bail Organa's kid. They're running around. Oh, so she knows. She knows that we're not great, because they're trying to put this ruse on in Episode 4. Because even when they're worried in Episode 4 when they capture her, they're like, it ain't gonna stand holding her. People are gonna be pissed off. And then Vader's coming in and say, you're a traitor. Like, he would think that now if she was running around with him, and would go to. So that involving her as much as they have, I think, makes a bit of an issue. And as I said in the last episode, you just kind of, either watch it or don't watch it, and just kind of accept the choices that they're making, whether you like them or not. And it's up to you. And for people like, "Well, you just gotta accept it and get spoon-fed," everything. Like, don't watch it. I'm not gonna say I like those choices. Some of the choices, don't. I'm not gonna start picketing. I just don't like some of the choices, and this one just went on for a while for me, and I feel like we're overdoing it with the Reva stuff. I get it. I know what she's pissed off. Something happened to her when she was a kid. We still haven't found out what yet. She's doing the interrogating with Leia. That probably sparks the memory. She can't infiltrate Leia's head because Leia's powerful. She's gonna probably find out something within it. And I know the whole point of this was to track the droid, so we eventually, do this. This is an absolute homage to everything that happens in Episode 4 for this show, which is Chapter 4. And it was done on purpose, obviously. Either way, we get to now when we finally do meet O'Shea Jackson Jr., who we were wondering. Some people thought that he was Quinlan Voss. I posed the question. I didn't necessarily think it, could see it, but didn't think it. And it turns out he's not. He's a new character named Roken. And Roken is another guy who was like, "Look, man, I don't want to get involved in this stuff." And he calls him General, dug that. But then he tells him the story. He's like, "Look, my wife was part of this too." I mean, that was another thing. I thought O'Shea Jackson Jr. was great, but it's just with this 30-minute episode that is kind of so quick and condensed. It's like, he's like, "Nah, I don't want to help you out." "Yeah, we need you to help out." "Well, you ask me, you need me?" "Well, my wife was..." "Yeah, all right, I'll do it." It wasn't a really big change to get it wasn't hard to get him to change his mind, is what I'm saying here. So then they're like, all right, we're gonna go and we're gonna do another rescue mission for Leia. We've got 2 rescue missions already in the course of 4 episodes for Leia. So he's like, yeah, I'll help you out. So here's his classic Star Wars scene. At first, I thought the dude on the left was the dude from Matrix, who was the Death Sticks guy, and I was waiting for Obi-Wan to say something about him to the Death Sticks, and it's not him. So this is Ryder McLaughlin as Wade, and then Maya Erskine as Sully. Hey, Sully. And they're planning their mission. And the mission happens, and you have Tala, who's going to, once again, do the classic Star Wars. This is the kind of, I will say, even though I say there's certain tropes that are getting tired for me of turning the bad guy good and all that stuff, there's other Star Wars tropes that I don't think I'll ever get bored of. And I like when they infiltrate the Empire. I know it's been done 1 billion times over, and it's pretty easy to do, but I like it. And I like the fact that, and then when it's done well, and I think she does it well, I like the character of Tala and how she infiltrates and what she says. You know, she's gonna help. She's got to help. She needs to help. This is like part of like the overall. This is like the spark of the rebellion, if you will, part of it. And this is this type of stuff that I'm really digging. Obi-Wan starting to become that Obi-Wan that we're gonna meet around 9 years later, where he's starting to use his Force and reconnect the Force. And she's like, "You got to do it. You can do it. Connect. Come on." And then we get to interrogation scene 7,346. Shows the sign, and where is it? I don't know. Where is it? I don't know. I'm not going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you. And then what's really great about this is there are, and like I said earlier in this episode, there's a lot of stuff inside of this episode that I thought was pretty interesting as far as overall canon goes. There is this particular planet, or what they mention inside of it, what the hell? They have the what planet is this? They mention this in Fallen Order. I can't remember it, but either way, they mention inside of it, and there's a lot of Fallen Order references inside of this particular episode. And even from what I also heard is that there's when Cal is coming in to infiltrate at one point, he has to come in the same way that Obi-Wan does, which I thought was pretty great. So the infiltration of this particular fortress and treating this as the Death Star of this particular episode, I got it. And what I liked about the tie-ins to the other stuff that we saw, now I like when they land, and I like how there's no force. I like that they didn't have to do a force field and all that. But this was one of the production things I was talking about. This looked very television to me when they landed. There's another scene down the line, by the way. Come on in. There's another scene down the line in this episode that normally in film. Oh, you liked it too? You didn't like this part. What part did you like? Tell me about it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you like that part. Yeah, no, I didn't think they were going to show that, but absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, leaf blow all over the place. Yeah, absolutely. Get us some eggs. Scramble. Thank you. No. A bagel? No, you have a bagel. You like bagels. Great. See you later. So they land here, and I was like, I don't know about the graphics. This looked very setty to me, and whether it's the volume or whatever it is, this didn't look great. It looked like almost like a dream or something. It didn't. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. This scene though, she comes in and she uses her authority, and she's sort of the kind of character Tala is, and she can get her way in. She's talking very loud, where just the one dude's like, "Oh, is this a rebel, or is this someone who's not working with us? I don't know. I'm gonna ignore it. Okay, that's cool." And now this part I liked, the callback to the prequel, where he's got the little device where he's what? You liked it too? Okay, good. So he comes on in, does exactly what I was talking about with Fallen Order, makes his way through, and this is where it gets about as New Hope as you get, right? And here's interrogation scene 7,641. Where is it? I don't know. Where's your droid? I like droids also. I had it taken away from me when I was a kid. Yada yada yada. Boring. And then we back to Obi-Wan, who's now walking around trying to figure out where she is, and these are the other things. couple different times as she's there, and they're like, "Who are you? Why are you here? Let me see some credentials." And the first time she uses her words, gets her way in. I love that. Next one, she just beats the ass out of that guy. Just chokes him out and leaves him laying on the floor. No one finds him. Doesn't even try to hide him. Just lays him. He's just laying on the floor by some crates. Nobody cares. Love this droid. That ultimately becomes a real pain in the ass later on. And there's this scene. And I love the shades of Obi-Wan kind of doing what he did at the Death Star. And he does it a few times. To the two troopers here, he throws the thing towards the side. They were doing that. But here he is. He's laying by the crates. I don't know. Maybe they saw him. Hey, did you see Jeff? Yeah, he's passed out by the crates again. This guy. Vader went to college with his buddies. Is he just allowed to pass out by the crates? Yeah, that's what he does. Every Wednesday, he just passes out by the crates. So he's out by the crates. And then we get another interrogation scene. Where is it? I don't know. Tell me. I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you. Well, I need to talk to my dad first. Ah, you little trickster. Now we're going to torture you. Get over here. And they take her away. So now he's got to. Now Obi-Wan is going to play the role of Han Solo and play the role of Luke, and he's got to rescue her. He's going to now all this stuff is rescuing him through. This stuff was great. The tomb and seeing everything that he's seeing. Now there's a lot of different Easter eggs of people who are wondering exactly who they are and what's happening. He discovers the basement is packed with. There's a lot of all the Jedi that they've gotten. Now the first one apparently, this guy is Coleman Kajaj, and he was in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. He was in the Clone Wars, and there's a lot of different people. Actually, this guy I think is who the hell is this guy? I thought is this I'm not sure if this is the guy or there's a few different people. This could be Tara Sanub. Either way, some people thought they saw Mace Windu in there. I didn't see that, but I liked this, and I like this. And now they finally get her in the seat. They're doing the Leia in the seat, the torture scene. Back to where we were with her, and the probe droid and all that. And you get more of these Jedi and the tomb that they have. And I want to get a full breakdown of who everything is. But we get back to this interrogation scene. They're not going to get her. But it just, like I said, this just bothered me because I think it takes away from New Hope. And I haven't been saying that about this show. A lot of people have been saying other things have been, but that particular does. And then you get some more peeps. And I'm going to let smarter people than me figure out who these people are. And I can't wait to figure out exactly who. But this one got me. The youngling stuck in there, and he's horrified over it. And Obi-Wan's, she's like, tells her, get the hell out of there. And obviously, they're not going to torture Leia, so she's got to stop the torturing. And then there's this whole scene of are you a spy? I am a spy. I need to be a spy. Why do you need to be a spy? Well, because I need to be a spy because I got to infiltrate and blah, 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 blah. I don't think I trust you. I might trust you. But this scene was like, I don't know. It didn't get me. It was just a way to get Reva out of the room so then Obi-Wan could do this, which I loved. I love this the imagery here. He's going there, he's slashing people down. He's getting his skills back. And she's like, okay, so I guess I'm not your friend after all. Why she doesn't just kill her right here, I don't understand. She's been ruthless throughout the entire show, and now she doesn't want to kill her. Why? After clearly the rope, as soon as the droid finds him right here, and the alarm starts going off, Talos should be toast. But instead, she slaps a stormtrooper on the side of the head and says, "Get out of here, you!" And then the other one just is standing there watching it, and then she turns around and shoots him in the belly. Why even use these two? To just let her go at this point. Yeah, she's going to slap Ralphie in the head, and that's it. Anyway, so he's running down the hallway. He's using lightsabers. And this scene, this is the stuff, as I said in the beginning, this is the stuff that I really did enjoy. And she's coming after him now. And this scene was awesome. I don't know how people are going to feel about it, but I loved the scene where he's got to use the Force to fix the cracks. And he's using it because his powers are coming back. And then you get all the troopers kind of coming in. And the water comes flying. Now, this is the scene that normally in movies and everything else, it looks really bad when they're running away from water. and they're running away from sandstorms, and it looks just bad. This, to me, looked really good. And this is what bothers me about this show sometimes. There's sometimes it looks like a $200 million film, and then there's other times it looks like a CW show. But this shot, although this shot was great, I still think that it was short. I didn't understand it. And then you get Condom Head running around, coming after. He's mad because he didn't get any play this episode. Why is Reva doing this? So now we get Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan's like, "All right, let's dress up. No one will recognize me now. Let me stick a kid in my hips, and no one's gonna recognize this." And they said, "Really? You don't think so?" I was like, "No. Do you see the way you slapped that other stormtrooper in the head? That guy was an imbecile." And he's just got a big fat ass now walking around. So they're like, "Who's that fat ass with the beard?" I'm like, "Oh, that's Jimmy. He's been knocking down all the donuts at craft services." So instead, he's like, "Oh, I don't want people to think that I'm eating too many donuts. Get out of here, kid." So the kid pops out. Reva comes in running out, and she's like, "I got you." And you know that nobody got nobody, because here comes the ships. Time for the ships to blow some stuff up. That's what they do. He's still holding his side, protecting. He's doing a little protecting. And they try to get the hell out of Dodge. And now here comes Reva flying around with the lightsaber. She's like, "I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you too." She does, and she's still. But this is what I'm saying about the viciousness. She takes out the ship. She takes out our boy here. I'm sad. Condom Head has nothing to do except watch the ship go down in flames. She's pissed off about it, as she should be. Her friend's Gonski. And then here, everything else is going to turn out bad for you, right? At the end of this episode. Now, you think so. Wait till I show you little tricks up my sleeve. And here comes Vader. Now, this part I loved. Vader comes running in. He is not a happy camper. He's pissed. And he just flies in, again, episode 4 style, choking out his own peeps and says, "I told you, asshole. You wanna mess around? I gave you your shot to get promoted, and now I'm going to choke the life out of you. So what do you got to say about that?" And she says, "Well, I did what you did, or what you're going to do in 9 years. You're gonna basically take the same thing from me. You're going to stick a tracking device on them. So remember this in 9 years. You can steal it from me." And he's like, "All right, I like your moxie, kid." So he lets her live. So they're upset because their friend's dead. And, he's like, "Oh, man, I'm glad I didn't go." This part I thought, they're sitting, this part was cute to me. They're holding hands. They have this bond. I liked the bond. And then they do this reveal as she's sitting there. And it's like, "Oh, watch this. The droid, that's where the beacon is." Well, she just told us there was a beacon on. So clearly it was the droid. And it set it up from the beginning. So I don't know. Episode was fine. It's they gotta deliver on 5 and 6 though, and please, with these 30-minute episodes, hit 5 and 6 with hour a piece or an hour and a half a piece. Please take a page off of Stranger Things, but we'll see. Overall, thought it was fine episode. A lot of things that I liked, a lot of things that I didn't, and I ask you, what do you guys think? You enjoying it? You like it? Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And make sure that at 12 p.m. today, my review of Jurassic World is going to be up, Dominion. And then after that, we got Sith Council tonight too. A lot of stuff going on. All right. It's still early at some places. Go finish your breakfast.